So normally we'd have this type of video up yesterday to maximize the time that we had to let you know what's upcoming with Season 4 Reloaded, but between an 18-hour travel day and sitting on a version of this video that got completely outdated when the reveal for Season 4 Reloaded happened, because much more ended up being revealed than anticipated, today we're going to be taking a look at everything you need to know in regards to tomorrow's, or perhaps even today's, out of the time you watching this video, Season 4 Reloaded update for Modern Warfare 3. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below. What do you think of the upcoming content for this back half of Season 4 with Modern Warfare 3? Let me know your thoughts down below, and make sure to subscribe for more Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6, and X-Defiant, as well as other FPS coverage here on the channel. I'd love to have in the community, but for now, let's get into it. So first, when is Season 4 Reloaded's update? It's all going to be happening at one static time. According to the blog, it is going to be 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Mountain, 11 Central, and noon Eastern, which equates elsewhere in the world to 5 p.m. in the UK, 6 p.m. in Berlin, 8 p.m. in Moscow, 2 a.m. in Seoul, South Korea, 4 a.m. in Sydney, and again, hopefully that covers the base for most of the time zones out there that this may apply to you, and if it doesn't, I apologize, but at the same time, it should at least help you compare a little bit closer to when that may be, so you're not trying to say, okay, this is 8 to 10 hours behind me. When does that equate out to my time zone? But anyways, that's when the update and the season will kick off. As for an end date for the season, pending no delays, right now we're going to end up seeing Season 4 end and Season 5 kick off on July 24th. Now, the next question talking about when you can jump into this is, will there be a preload for the game? Right now, there's currently one available on BNet on PC, but not on any other platform currently. PlayStation 5 usually ends up getting this about 24 hours early as well. We still have not seen that happen, at least as of recording this. Maybe by the time it is published, you can, but double check to make sure that's not the case. PC, again, BNet does have that with the preload content available as of a recent update within the last 24 to 48 hours. But anyways, let's talk content. Tomorrow's update video on the channel will likely predominantly be focused on the quality of life changes, weapon balancing, and other things. So let's talk here about the content upcoming. First, let's kind of breeze past the stuff we've already known about since the launch of Season 4. We, of course, have the multiplayer maps of Incline and Das Gross, these being 6v6, Incline being an original map versus Das Gross being a revision or sort of reskin of Das House in the Vortex style. As we've seen with a bunch of different maps already, there is another map which we'll touch on in just a second, but we also end up seeing the weapons of the Reclaimer 18, the Spaz 12 reimagined here, or revitalized, I guess is probably a better way to put it. That and the Sledgehammer are also going to be a part of the mid-season update, which will be coming in the redacted sector of the Battle Pass. So that means you're going to end up seeing that new 5 tiers being introduced as of tomorrow into the Battle Pass. So you're going to need to complete a couple of challenges to end up unlocking specific rewards, and then by completing all of the challenges in that redacted Battle Pass tier sector, then you have the challenge to unlock the Reclaimer 18. Now, one thing to note is that if you do not have any of the adjacent Battle Pass tier sectors unlocked so that it's touching the classified sector, you will not be able to initially do those challenges. That's the one thing that, not playing a whole ton, I think it was like either Season 3 last season, up until that point, I didn't actually have that surrounding sectors of the Battle Pass unlocked, so I found that out firsthand. So just as a sort of disclaimer, make sure you at least have one adjacent Battle Pass sector unlocked so you can work towards those. But anyways, other weaponry includes new aftermarket parts of the Jack Gunslinger, the Jack Volk, and the Jack Decimator, along with the Jack Intimidator coming throughout the entire rest of the back half of Season 4 Reloaded. You'll have the new modes of Havoc from Modern Warfare 2 returning, granting in-game modifiers at certain score levels. Headshot only comes into an official playlist. Blueprint Gunfight returns, and you have Vortex and the subsidiary map variations returning as well. But let's talk about what I think is the really cool stuff that is new as of yesterday's reveal for Season 4 Reloaded. Firstly, Bit Party. This is a new playlist coming along with a new map variation that seemingly came out of nowhere. This wasn't previewed at all, so pretty cool to see this, but this is shown off with the upcoming bundle items of the Task Force 141, playing into this being a sort of Lego block head, so not quite 8-bit in that sense. The map itself is closer to that, but I'd say more so like Minecraft-like. But you get to play on a super vibrant and blockified version of Favela named Bitvela, along with a various number of Vortex maps in the playlist, with the one that is actually adjusted and a sort of air quote new map is Bitvela. I'm curious to see if in Season 5 and 6 we end up getting any additional variations of this like we see with the Vortex maps. We've seen progressive rollouts of additional maps in that sense, so I'm curious if that's going to still follow suit with a sort of 8-bit variation of it. But anyways, in this playlist, you'll end up seeing kills making your player's head larger. You start at small, then move to medium, and then large size heads, to which then you end up having a couple of different effects on top of that. The larger the head, the faster you can capture objectives, jump further, and things like that. So listen, it's stupid, it's not realistic, but it's fun. Sledgehammer, love or hate them, has ever since World War II sort of committed post-launch to just doing weird, zany, and just interesting, fun things that are pretty out there. Doesn't have to fit a mold for them, so to me, commendable on that front. But anyways, we'll also see a new variation of Get High called Get Higher, which is a new map with new challenges and actual rewards coming with Season 4 Reloaded as well. So they didn't specify how, but you can earn not 1, not 2, but 3 exclusive camos with this variation here in the second half of the season. So I'm grinding this one out for sure, especially if they look like what they showed us in the dev call pre-season 4. Those looked awesome, so curious to see what they end up being in the sort of all 3 manner. We saw 2, but certainly excited to get some exclusive camos. As for new events, they detailed the back half of the season as well with the Altered Strain overall event like we have now with the current Critical Countdown event. Retro Warfare is going to be an XP event from June 26th till the 3rd. Vacation Squad is going to be July 3rd to July 10th, which is a challenge-based event. And the Vortex Death Grip is going to be July 10th to the 24th, a 2-week XP event there as well. Now that's the multiplayer side of things. Warzone, we end up seeing an alteration to Urzikstan in the first major point of interest change to the map since its launch, which is a bit crazy to consider. I don't know that I'd personally say the bunkers were major changes to a POI. Some of that they offered in like the boots this season is sure cool quality of life changes, but like changes to the landscape entirely, this seems to be the first. But it's a post-apocalyptic vibe. The POI is completely adjusted. There also seems to be hints of more details and secrets lying within the tunnels below, so maybe an Easter egg associated with that. But honestly, a lot of the times when I get my hopes up for an Easter egg, it doesn't actually amount to anything, so maybe, but I'm not quite counting on it. You'll also end up seeing the modes of the Mutation Resurgence quads playing around that new point of interest or altered point of interest of Pop-Off Power, where it's normal Resurgence rules, but the mode also centers around dropping in, removing all tacticals and lethals from the ground loot, and giving specific known effects for the gameplay itself, sort of modifiers, if you will. The Bio Shield will create a protective bubble that blocks incoming damage, but allows you to shoot from within the sphere. The Dive Bomb will rocket you into the air, then dive towards a target. On impact of nearby enemies, they'll damage and get pushed back. The Mutant Leap will perform a charge jump that covers vast distances. The Toxic Stim Cloud deploys a poisonous cloud that inflicts damage to enemies and boosts your squad mate's speed for a short duration. Sludge Sling will toss sludge grenades that explode into a toxic gas cloud on impact, and it will also slow and damage enemies over time. The Mutant Cloak will turn partially invisible for a short time, where you leave green footprints while cloaked, and the Mutant Vision will allow you to see enemies outlined in red through walls for a short duration. So kind of a culmination of a lot of the past LTMs we've seen in Warzone, the sort of 420 event, the sort of zombie events in the past, all that kind of stuff, where it's a little bit of everything into this new playlist in a sort of larger number of modifiers. Personally, I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks to be fun, but I'm glad that this is going to be its own separate thing, because I would not want to deal with a Bio Shield or a sort of cloaking ability in regular Resurgence or Battle Royale overall in that sort of specific area, even if it was just limited to Pop-Off Power. I would probably not even come close to touching Pop-Off Power if that was the case. But anyways, that is going to be coming with Warzone. We, of course, still have those redacted weapons, which will grant you more than 5 attachments on those weapons that you end up finding. These being in the bunkers and allowing for seemingly up to 8 attachments. But anyways, we'll also see the Runaway Train public event also included. Beyond that, you have, of course, the minimal update to zombies, where you end up having the Unstable Rift, which to a degree allows you to have round-based zombies in Modern Warfare zombies, but you have to go into a sub-match of the game where you boot into zombies, you go and find that Unstable Rift, you join in, and then you go into the sort of round-based. So that's all that Zombies has, that's all that Warzone has, and that concludes what you need to know about Season 4 Reloaded coming as of tomorrow. Again, not the largest update in a sense, because of course it's certainly never as large as the main seasonal launch, but still some cool stuff that I'm excited to play around with, especially on the multiplayer side of things. Warzone I haven't been playing a whole ton of recently. Zombies, again, completed all my challenges, so with minimal content being added there, I feel like I don't necessarily need to do a whole ton in Zombies, and I don't interact with it as much. But anyways, looking forward to what's on deck to round out the second half of Season 4. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this update and the content up ahead? Like it, dislike it, whatever the case, drop your thoughts. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so it's a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6, X-Defiant, and even more FPS coverage. I'd love to have you in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care, and peace.